Good afternoon, everyone. Well, thank you so much for another episode of Close Deal by Sequoia. So today we have the honors to introduce our one of our client. Her name is Mai, and also the loan officer or loan consultant Elvis on the lines to share their experience with Sequoia. So again, without further ado, I'm going to introduce Elvis first, since he's our consultant. So Elvis, you've been with Sequoia for a period of time already. You know the drill. So why don't you share with the audience that what do you do? How do you find a client? And your experience on closing this deal with Sequoia as a consultant. So go ahead, Elvis.
Yeah, this one was quite interesting. It was great having Mai. I've been in lending just about over a year now, and I had moved back to the Midwest from Los Angeles to close more deals in my community. So I wanted to, me and Alan been talking a lot about the Hmong community and how, we're not getting enough clients. And so, I came out here to try to reach out to the chambers and, and build some more connections with people back at home. And then it so happens that my first client is not in this area. It happens to be back in California, which I left anyways, which is good because I wanted to go back and reach out to California and the Hmong community in Northern California specifically at some point. But my seemed to be the first to have this interest on getting help with her properties. So I hope this starts to ripple and my community starts to pay attention and maybe we can do a lot more work with them. So, but yeah, it's been great. It's been great. So you are my very first Hmong client, which I'm happy to have because I want to see much more. I think commercial is something we need in the field of lending. There's a lot of mortgage lenders, which I don't do. We specifically do commercial. So with the lack of commercial lenders and loan consultants, I think it's good that we got started with you, and hopefully, yeah, this continues.
Okay, great, wonderful. Thank you so much. Right. So, share with your experience. I mean, as a loan consultant, talk about the platform if you don't mind. Again, to share with the audience that what the experience is like to closing this deal.
Yeah, I think it's great. 20 plus different lending options, a database of 500 lenders. There's almost, with the right documents and the right, business and experience, there's really no way, that we don't find a way to close this deal. So, for me, it's good to have a strong team, like Alan and his team. And, we have virtual meetings, we have trainings all the time, and, sometimes there's answers I don't know that we can get back quickly. I don't think there was much stall in a lot of the responses. Mai seems to be pretty happy about the repetition and follow up and things. So, with me not having a long experience, I think this is why I reach out to a lot of people in other fields like insurance agents and real estate brokers and stuff that switch over. I just made the quick switch. I didn't know much about this field. But I think Sequoia has a design, a support system that makes our job easier. And me just having to stay on top of deals and I'm learning every week and I have the tools that I need to respond quickly and promptly, to give expert advice and to take this thing under my wing. So it felt pretty simple for me, for someone who doesn't have a long time experience or licenses or training or proper education, let's say, right, of that sort. So for me it's more of utilizing the system and the platform to the T, right, and being at my best every day. And then the more clients I speak to, like it helps me grow. So I don't know if you felt it, Maya, but I was kind of growing with you at the same time. So um yeah, I mean, people, other professions from all backgrounds can do this. I think a lot of you guys have been in business much longer than me, so you probably can evolve and transition much quicker. Even though, a lot of my peers felt like I transitioned fast, but I'm sure some of you can transition faster. It's just more having the will to want to juggle other, professions. And so for me, I feel like I adapted quite easily. Yeah, it's actually a lot of fun. I thought it was gonna feel more like work, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it being a law consultant.
Okay, great, wonderful, wonderful. So now let's switch gear to Mai. Well, thank you so much for coming online with us, Mai. And you are our client. And as the old saying, our client is the king, the client is the queen. Obviously, That is the what we want to go by, make sure that every single one of our clients feel the service that they deserve. So from a client's perspective, I know this loan take a little bit longer to get funded. But again, we finally get this thing through. So from a client's perspective, share with the audience about your experience with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for having me. I have to say the experience I've had with you guys has been phenomenal. Especially with working on with people, with different lenders and different options, you guys providing different options and really also guiding me as the client down which path is best for um what I want and what I need. I think my experience with you guys have been great. And this is so I'm pretty new to when it comes to commercial property, commercial refinancing, things like that. My niche is commercial lending, commercial property. I don't do residential, but me getting the foot in the door doing commercial, this has been a good learning experience for me. And you guys have been, I think, communication between, Elvis, the loan consultant, you, Ellen, and then also with the bank that we worked with, has been really good. And everybody is very clear about, okay, what's the next step? What do we need to do? And also all the options that were provided as well. So my experience have been great so far.
Well, thank you so much for the kind word. But one thing about this particular deal, actually, we did went through a few lenders, right? So the main issue with this particular deal is the location. Some of the lenders that it's a little in a little rural area. So many lenders, once they get started, they understand the population, and they decide to not moving forward or continue to move forward. But in Sequoia, that's what we do the best is to continue to look for the resources, look for the funding source for our client until we exhausted every possibility. But luckily for this particular one, we've been through a few lenders and finally find the one that is willing to provide the funding. And and what we're trying to do right here, and it's not to just provide you the funding one time, just like Elvis said, we are here to, as a team, we want to grow the business together. I want to grow your business together. Understand that you are opening up another restaurant in a casino. Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
If you need funding for that business, let us know. Not only that we provide funding for the commercial residential, commercial property, but we can also provide funding for business, working capital, equipment loan, things like that as well.
That's awesome.
Okay. All right, guys. That is the interview for today, and thank you so much. So I see you next time.